everyone, it's Donna here from Donna's Vintage Cottage, and I am here in this video to show you a journal I just completed this week. This one is a ring bound journal, and it is full. It measures 9 inches tall by 7.5 inches wide. And the spine is about 1.5 inches on this side and about 2 3/4 on this side. Oops, that came off. It's held together with 2 binder clips and some coffee stained sari silk, which you can expand as if the journal gets bigger. There is a tassel on it with lots of fibers and laces and some a beaded dangle on it, and that's just held on with a binder clip as well. You can just take that off, and actually that's what I'm going to do for this video. The binder is covered in fabric, and the fabric is this beautiful leaf design. I think I got this at Joann's a while back. It was on sale. I just had to have it. I love it. And then the cover has a collage of different laces and some not burlap, but canvas, and some appliques and some vintage buttons. I am calling this journal authentic because that's the word that I put in the plate. It's not attached, so you can take that out and replace it with something else if you like. There's some corrugated cardboard here, and this is actually a piece that came off of the packing for my bathroom vanity that I just had installed last week. There's a whole bunch of corrugated cardboard that came off of it, so I thought, okay, I'm going to reuse it. There's a vintage image down here of a group of people. I don't know if it's a family. I don't even know where this photo came from. I was reorganizing some of my ephemera this week, and I came across it. They all look very, very, looks like they're celebrating something. This guy here has got a couple of goats in between his legs, sitting on the ground. So there's all different laces on here. So that's the cover. And then I'm going to do a quick flip through. I didn't want to put a pocket on the inside cover because of this beautiful flower here, so I just put the label where you can put what the journal is about. There's lots of laces coming all over the place, lots of dangles. There's some lace coming out the bottom, out the sides, so it's quite chunky. I'll just flip through real quick. This is a page from Little Red Riding Hood children's book, and a book about cats with some pretty lace on the edge, and there's a couple of little quotes or something inside, and this one says, "Who owns who?" It's all about cats. A page from that Redoute book. A fabric or a little snippet here with a little key dangling from it. Back here there's some stenciling and a little lace collage with some Battenberg and a woman with her horse. And then tucked into it is a collaged card, journaling card. This is a map page with a fabric or a lace ruffle coming down the side. This is some, you probably can't see it in the photo, but there's dot grid on the paper, and then I just stenciled some butterflies on it. And then on the back side there's a little paper collage down here with a tuck spot, and in it is a library catalog card and a couple of German vocabulary cards. There's lots of original ephemera in this journal. This is I forget what language this is, but it's some kind of language, different language, and lace on the bottom. This is there's a pattern of roses on this paper, pretty blue color. A little tuck spot down here with some ephemera clipped together. This is from that 1902 Farm Journal. And then this is a pocket page. The front of it is also a scan from that 1902 Farm Journal, the advertising on it. And the back side is wallpaper, vintage wallpaper. And then inside the pocket is some original ephemera. There's a letter. This is an original dated either 1910 or 1916, with some pretty writing on it. So on a really thin paper. This is a prescription from 1899. Both of those came from Jessica Rapp. I purchased from her, but these are originals. There's a S&H Green stamp book in here, and an original page from the 1902 Farm Journal. This is from April 1902, and there's some cool advertising on the back that whoever buys this can scan it and use that advertising over again. That's what I did here. So that's in the page pocket. Here's a fabric flip with several different pieces of fabric, and this is just a beaded applique that's held on with a paper clip. It can be removed and put somewhere else in the book. And then just a little crown charm. Yeah, that's pinned on as well. Some of my coffee dyed paper, a botanical book with vintage lace going down the edge. Here is a flip out. There's a tag up here. There's another tag down here. And I'm going to put you on pause. The phone's ringing. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I've been getting so many junk phone calls lately. I don't even answer, and they never leave a message. So there are two pockets there, and these both flip open, and there's some journaling spot inside there. And then there's also a large tag up here for journaling, and another journaling card here with a little crystal butterfly. And this is covered with an original piece of a ledger that I got from Jessica Rapp. It's dated 1911. So that just tucks in behind that. And this is a page from a German poetry book with some piece of a collar, a vintage collar on the edge there. On the back side is a pocket made from, this is actually made from Sears Roebuck catalog page with another journaling card inside there. And behind it is another journaling card. And over here is another page from that Redoute book that I have. And place for journaling, more journaling here. There's a tag here with a mushroom on the front, and a postcard on the back, and another little pocket envelope. Inside of here is a vintage photograph from 1941 of a group of friends, looks like at the lake. And then this is a little postcard, souvenir postcard, Black Hawk's Head Dells of the Wisconsin River. You can journal on the back of those. Those just pop in there. More place for journaling, more place for journaling. This is just a stationery. It says a good friend is forever and a hummingbird. On the back side of this is a flip out. There's a quote on the front of this one, said, "The most wasted of all days is that on which one has not laughed." And this flips open, there's journaling there. This flips open, there's more journaling space there, and that flips open, you can journal in here. And then there are some pockets here with some more little pieces of ephemera. And a couple more here. On this side is a page from a reader from, I think it was 1920, I believe this one was. A little fabric cluster, and on it is pinned a little leaf charm. And then a page from a book about mushrooms with vintage lace on the edge there. This is a fabric, paper and fabric belly band that has a couple of the yo-yos from that quilt that I had taken apart, and tucked into it is an envelope that I made. And inside the envelope is some more ephemera. Here is a check from 1908. They're an original from the Bank of Lind. There's another of the souvenir cards. This one is from Gettysburg, PA. And this is a Victorian trade card. Those are all originals. And that just tucks in there. Vintage music book. Little tuck spot here with a collage. And this just has a recipe card in it that's been coffee dyed. There's a little quote up here. Have health and hope and happiness. Take the time to wish upon a star. And page from a Audubon book. This is just a vintage greeting card. It's kind of tucked on here. Good thing about a ring-bound binder, working in it is great because you can rearrange the pages if at any point during the process, or you can take some out. That if your book's getting too full, you can take some out. Good thing for the recipient is if you don't want to, you can just take out the pages and write on them on a hard surface and then put them right back into the book, and the recipient can rearrange the book in any way as well. I have, I think, 4 more of these binders, so I'll be making some more of these. I think one of them upcoming is going to be a shabby chic one. I think I might do a shabby chic one coming up. In this journal is the little fortune cookie. Inside of that is a fortune, and then there's just a little tassel hanging off of it. This is a page from a book about teacup collecting, and a lace snippet going down the side of it. Page from a coloring book with some lace on the side. There's a library pocket here with a journaling card, and also another one tucked behind it with a little doily and button. This is a page from a community cookbook with a lace snippet on the side as a tab. This is a page from a I think it was 60s book about that had all kinds of like party games that you can play at a party, and that was one of the games. There's another little quote down here. It says, live to the fullest and make each day count. Coffee dyed paper with doily pattern on it, and I just hand stitched over the top of it a a vintage applique with sequins and beads on it. This is a page from a shorthand book, vintage shorthand book. Some grid paper with vintage lace down the side and a little clover pinned to it. On the back side is there's a tuck spot here with a cluster, and then in it is a coffee dyed guest check and a page from a like a day book. This page here has a flip with journaling on the inside and fabric on the top. And this was a page from a children's dictionary, and this one is all about uniforms. This page is a scan from one of the journal pages that I got from Jessica Rapp, and in it there's a tuck spot behind here, and then this is one of those flippy pockets that I did on a tutorial a while back. It says Live Life with some laces and fabrics and buttons, and that flips up and it opens up and you can journal on the inside. It's an envelope, and there's a journaling card there. There's also a little journaling card here with a rose on the back side peeking through the window there. And this side is another fabric flip with some feed sack fabric. I can never say that fast. I have to think about it. And it flips up, and there's some vintage lace here with some rosettes at the top. This is also a page that I got from Jessica Rapp that I got in the swap that I did with her recently. I actually used some of the originals that I got. I'm trying not to hoard it. I want to use the original things that I have. This page here on the front, there's a little cluster with a little journaling tag tucked in there. There's some tatting along the edge, a little ephemera down here with tatting, and this is tucked in behind there, and it flips up. You've got a space for journaling here. Here's one of my faux quilt pieces, and in it is a little booklet. It says "Stay Young" with two little girls, and it's just a little booklet. That's tucked in there. That tucks in there. This was a page from that mechanical book that I have. This is a piece of vellum with a leaf pattern on it and some vintage lace along the edge, and a little crystal dangle hanging off of the lace. A grid page, and paperclip to the top is a note card, Currier and Ives, Homestead in Winter. A pretty image there, and then this opens up and you can journal on that. That's just paperclip to the top. And another snippet down here. Page from one of my nature books. This one's of butterflies. This is just a cluster that is a tuck, and in it is a vintage postcard. This is a foreign language. It looks maybe German. This is an old postcard because it has an undivided back, which is the earliest of the postcards. And this is a waybill from 1882. This is the original. It's from Central Vermont Railroad with some pretty script writing on it. So that's tucked in there. More page for writing. In the bottom here is a dictionary quote for ambition. an Edith Holden page with some vintage lace on the edge there, and a little pearl and crystal bauble pinned to that. A vintage Yahtzee scorecard. Some writing paper for journaling. This is from the one that I have from the 1940s, and just some postage stamps along the edge there. Another playing card there. Another page from a children's book. And then in the back there's a pocket. And in the pocket I just included some additional coffee stained types of paper, different types of papers for the recipient to, if they want to cover something up, if they wanted to cover that up for writing or whatever, you can use the paper, or you can just use it for more journaling. So that is my journal called Authentic. Authentic is available for sale. The information will be down below in the description box. And I hope everybody's staying safe. I am now officially on lockdown. My county, as of 11 o'clock tonight, will be all essential businesses will be closed, and residents are under a mandatory stay in your home directive. So I am trying to stay busy in my craft room, and as I'm sure all of you are as well. I will have a video Saturday with doilies, so stay tuned for that if you're in need of doilies. But that's all I have for today. Bye for now.